Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good evening. In that breaking news just moments ago on the Supreme Court.
A draft opinion circulating suggests the High Court may overturn Roe versus Wade, the case that legalized abortion. That draft was published by Politico in what would be an unprecedented leak. The document was reportedly written by Justice Samuel Alito, suggesting at least 5 justices side with Mississippi in its case challenging the 1973 case.
NBC News has not been able to verify the authenticity of the document, and the Supreme Court is not commenting tonight. The court's final opinion is expected this summer, meaning it's possible the justices' votes change. If it's overturned, a Michigan law from 1931 would make abortion in Michigan illegal. Governor Whitmer, though, is asking the state Supreme Court to declare that law unconstitutional. About 30 minutes ago, we posted a deep dive into what would happen in Michigan if Roe v. Wade is overturned. You can view it right now on the homepage of clickondetroit.com. All right, our other top story tonight. Rain headed for Metro Detroit, and storms could pop up during the height of the morning commute tomorrow, so the rain could last all through the afternoon.
Could be trouble. Let's get right over to Andrew with the latest information on this.
Well, Kimberly and Jason, certainly a chance of disruption during the morning commute and during the midday hours of tomorrow especially. Currently, no rain as of yet. Cool to chilly conditions out there. 47 in Ann Arbor, 54 in Mount Clemens, while it's 51 in Sandusky. And we'll see temperatures around 50 degrees or in the upper 40s overnight tonight. So temperatures don't fall too far from where they are now. It's 53 degrees over at the airport with winds out of the north. Here's a look at Storm Tracker 4. No rain showing up here yet. All of it well to our south and west, including thunderstorms just to the west of St. Louis, some scattered light shower activity here in northern Indiana and also over around Chicago. This is the area of rain that will reach us. It's bumping into some dry air, so it's not going to fall immediately, but it will be arriving tomorrow morning. Between 4 and 7 o'clock in the morning is when some of those first showers arrive. Then they become more persistent by 8 a.m. So the middle and end of the commute for tomorrow into the lunch hour, that's the rainiest portion of the day. Then scattered storms during the afternoon. We'll go over rain totals and your 7-day forecast in minutes.
All right, Andrew. A woman is in critical condition after this violent crash in Macomb County.
Police say it started when that driver took off during a traffic stop. It happened at 10 Mile and Groesbeck in Warren. Tim Pamplin is on the scene with the night cam.
This high-speed chase coming to a crashing end on Groesbeck at 10 Mile. That's what's left of an older model Mustang, male and female in there. Male driver, after he fled from police officers trying to effect a traffic stop, the chase was on. He ended up crashing, getting out and running up Groesbeck. He was taken back into custody in short order. He left his lady friend in the vehicle. Her side of the vehicle took the full force of the collision with the utility pole. As you see, snapped it clear in half. Now, there was a second vehicle involved. They clipped that vehicle heading northbound on Groesbeck as they ran a red light. Again, losing control, crashing into the utility pole, sending them both to the hospital. Again, Warren Police telling us it was a traffic stop. The driver decided to flee, sending them both to the hospital. And the young lady now in critical condition. That is the scene in Warren tonight with the night cam. Tim Pamplin, Local 4.
All right, Tim. A big show of support tonight for a beloved worker at many Detroit sporting events. Chris Ruzin was born with a disability that affects his muscles and joints, leaving him needing a wheelchair and a car that can fit his chair. His family's car was totaled in a crash, and now he's relying on public transportation to get around. Let's bring in Pamela Osborne, who is live in downtown Detroit tonight after a fundraiser to help him. Hi, Pam.
Hi, you know, if you've ever been to any professional sporting event in the city, you've likely seen Chris or maybe have even met him. He works as an attendant. He helps fans navigate these venues, and now he could use your help getting around.
It's made it really difficult to get around.
Chris Ruzin is getting around as best he can.
I was in a wheelchair van accident last August where our van was totaled.
The cost to replace the van and make it wheelchair accessible is around $70,000.
Few people have inspired me the way this man has.
Thankfully, the faithful fan and event staffer isn't going it alone. Tonight at his fundraiser at Mr. Joe's Sports Bar in Southfield.
So I say thank you for coming out.
There was a familiar face.
So I grew up a Wings fan. I grew up a Wings fan back in the day when it wasn't cool to be a Wings fan.
Four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty.
There's two things with Chris is that you can see obviously the disability, but you can see that
What he's looking for is just an opportunity to, so mobility.
In addition to his game day duties, Ruzin volunteers for the Wings, Tigers, and Pistons foundations, helping them raise money with raffles. Monday night,
we got the For Dad poster, and that was back, I think, in 97 or 98.
People were more than happy to give that back.
It's that team winning aspect, and it's all about the team. So tonight it's all about Chris.
And I talked to Chris just a few minutes ago. He hasn't quite figured out how much money he raised tonight, how much is going to get him closer to his goal. But I can tell you what, there's a GoFundMe page. It's raised about $25,000 so far. If you would like to help and you missed tonight's event, you can find the information to that page on our website, clickondetroit.com. Reporting live downtown, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
Yeah, he's always so positive. I saw him at the Rocket Mortgage Classic and the Tigers games last year. So we really hope people really come through for him. Thanks, Pam.
Yeah. All right, well, cases of coronavirus in Michigan schools have spiked over the last week. The state is reporting 35 new school outbreaks. That's up from 15 new outbreaks the week before. One of the biggest outbreaks in our area involved 12 students at Discovery Middle School in Canton Township. It comes as COVID cases are rising in children. The American Academy of Pediatrics says more than 53,000 children tested positive last week. That's up 44% from the previous week.
Police say they have no reason to believe there is anything suspicious about the death of a one-year-old boy in West Michigan. Noah Allen Jordan went missing yesterday from a home in Byron Township. This morning, his body was found in a creek about a mile north of his home. The sheriff's office say the child, who was almost 2, may have wandered away, and his parents are cooperating with investigators.
Stellantis is making a big investment across the border in Windsor. The automaker will put $2.8 billion into its Windsor and Brampton assembly plants to make the transition to electric. The assembly plants are expected to return to 3-shift operations. Stellantis will also be creating its first battery lab in North America. The expansion to that battery lab will create 650 new engineering jobs.
Well, here we go again. Borrowing money is about to cost you more. The Federal Reserve is expected to raise interest rates at its Wednesday meeting.
So that means if you're in the market for a car or home right now, experts say you need to make moves in the next 36 hours, so fast. Mara McDonald is live downtown tonight. Mara, all this in an attempt to cool the high inflation.
That's right, Kimberly, and all you've got to do is go to the grocery store and you can feel it, and you're certainly going to see it in your bill. The rate hike is an attempt to try and rein that inflation in. However, if you are in some specific circumstances, experts say you need to act fast before the rate hike goes into effect. Let me show you. The Fed is scheduled to meet Wednesday and is expected to raise interest rates by 0.5 percentage point, with more rate hikes expected before the end of the year.
We understand that high inflation imposes significant hardship, especially on those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation. Inflation is at a 40-year high, and the economy already shrank in the first quarter, and the stock market has been in a deep slide since the beginning of the year.
This is one of the worst and most complex situations that the Federal Reserve could face, because they are effectively trying to reduce demand without tipping over the economy.
Higher interest rates make credit cards and loans more expensive. So what to do right now? Experts suggest 3 things. Number 1, consolidate your loans. If you're shopping for a car or home this week, you've got 36 hours to lock in a lower loan rate. And depending on your finances, maybe consider postponing that big purchase. Back here live, that Fed meeting is scheduled for this Wednesday. We're expecting the announcement sometime around 2:30 in the afternoon. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Okay, Mara, thank you. Our business editor and certified financial planner Rod Maloney is devoting his time to helping you fight inflation and break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. You can view his reports on the money page of clickondetroit.com.
New concerns tonight that Ukrainians being evacuated from a steel plant in Mariupol could be sent to Russia. Hundreds have been trapped for months in that plant, the last Ukrainian holdout in the city. But Ukraine's president warns those people risk being taken against their wills into Russia. The U.S. says there are reports the Russian government is setting up camps to forcibly relocate Ukrainians. Meantime, lawmakers in the U.S. are working to finalize President Biden's request for $33 billion to help Ukraine.
Coming up, more help for new mothers and their babies in Michigan.
What the state just did to give women more access to health services and screenings. And a part of Metro Detroit history is coming down, the big building that's being demolished.
But first, calls for new safety measures as 3 children are hit by a distracted driver as they walked into school in Detroit.
Coming up tomorrow morning on Local 4, dreaming of retirement. The process can be a nightmare, actually, but it doesn't have to be. We have the top mistakes you might make when it comes to retirement savings at 6:40.
And then streaming at 7 a.m. on Local 4 Plus, taking tacos on the road for Tasty Tuesday, the food truck you'll want to check out as we approach Cinco de Mayo. Join our morning team from 4:30 to 7 a.m. on Local 4 and then streaming at 7 on Local 4 Plus.